बन के दीवाना। हम्म, आया मैं आया बन के दीवाना। हरवनी तुझ्यात मी पुन्हा पुन्हा का जीव तो गुणगुणतो, का जीव तोळा तोळा तुझ्यासाठी झुरतो, उगाच मागे मागे तुझ्या भीर भिरतो. अरे रंजिश भाई, क्या बोल रहे हो ये? वो बताओ सॉल्यूशन क्या रहा, वो हमें जानने में इंटरेस्ट है. आई होप आई एम ऑडिबल. क्या हुआ, कैसा रहा सॉल्यूशन? जब कुछ ऐसा कुछ बड़ा इशू फिक्स हो जाए तो मजा आता है ना, पूरा दिन ऐसे 2 दिन तक अच्छा लगता है सब. आया हूँ मैं तो बन के दीवाना. ब्रदर आई एम रंजिश. आप रंजिश बना. भैया मैं हूँ रंजिश, आप रंजिश बना दिए. राजनीश, सॉरी भाई. बहुत ही छोटा सा दिखता है ये, छोटा स्क्रीन है ये मेरा लैपटॉप का, इस पे चैट एकदम छोटा छोटा दिखता है. मेरे को ऐसे जाके पढ़ना पड़ता है क्या है. राजनीश. सॉरी भाई. राजनीश. आया हूँ मैं तो बन के दीवाना. I found a very good resource today while I was in office. Let me fix the desktop. This is Postman, okay. This is anti-gravity, so anti-gravity can go here. This is database. So this is what Postman E. This is this. Hmm, थोड़ा शोर हुआ, दिल जोर हुआ, तेरी ओर हुआ, मुझे शोर हुआ, ऐसी चली जब हवा. ये किताब मिला है अपने को, ये किताब बहुत ही बढ़िया है. इसमें it is mainly for the system design, but he clearly says, explains how to design a system. So I thought I should follow this because uh, solution बता दो यार. राजनीश. राजनीश यादव. यादव जी सॉल्यूशन बता दीजिए कुछ. Let me set up correctly. This is database, so database is rarely been used. We can have it here. This is book. This is this, and then we need postman. Okay. बन के दीवाना आया मैं. Okay, it's visible, and I think I am good to start now. Okay, so URL Shortener. This is very nice book. इसमें the मैंने reviews भी देखे, and my friends also suggested this book. There is this example of chapter 8, design a URL shortener. So interviewers mostly ask in this format, like, can you design a URL shortener? So we don't have to directly start. We have to ask some questions, and the writer has given some of the questions that we can ask here. So here the what should we ask? It is given. Can you give an example of how URL shortener works? So we don't have to directly jump in it. I made such mistake in one of the interviews a few months ago that I given a solution and the interviewer gave me feedback that I didn't wanted a solution right away. I just wanted how you will approach to this. आप सोचो एक बार. ठीक है सोचते हैं. मिड स्ट्रीम तक अगर अपने को समझा कि क्या है. भैया मैंने आपको बताया था ना स्प्रिंग बैचेस भी टेबल को हम ओल्ड कर दिए फिर टेबल क्रिएट करने की कोशिश कर रहे थे. हो नहीं रहा था न्यू टेबल्स क्रिएट. मैं मेन इशू वाज वी आर जस्ट रीनेमिंग to batch for table to old, but we are not renaming the constraint present inside those tables because of that. Oh, okay, because of that new table not getting created. Oh, okay, okay. तो ये कब रियलाइज हुआ तुम्हें? ये शायद कल चैट जीपीटी बताने की कोशिश कर रहा था, हम ही नहीं समझ पा रहे थे. Sometimes we have to ask chat gpt ki this is nice find, no? You got a good experience. So now the tables has created and it is created on the production as well. I hope so. GG bro. Let me check leaderboard. Meet is still highest. चैट जीपीटी बताया भैया लॉगिन एनेबल किया ये जेडीबीसी के लिए टैब. ओके. और वो कंसोल में फेल्ड में से शो करने लगा क्लियर. ओके. लॉगिन एनेबल, हाँ लॉगिन का बोल रहा था वो, एनेबल लॉगिन. ओके. आई आल्सो रिमेम्बर दिस. लॉगिन एनेबल करने से कंसोल में क्लियर मैसेजेस मिलते हैं, एरर मैसेजेस. Once we get the clear error messages na, then we can debug the issues much faster, so that is required. That's nice. Something new we learned today. भाई कल तुम्हारे इशू के लिए आई वॉज अवेक फॉर अ लिटिल वाइल. मेरा ऑफिस जाने का टाइम ही हिल गया. मैं ऑफिस से आके सोया भाई. 2 घंटा सोया मैं फेल के, क्योंकि मेरी नींद ही नहीं पूरी हो पाई थी. लॉगिन error login most important thing है debugging में. Now I got it. Yes. इसलिए you know what I have implemented the first in my project. This project doesn't have that. The global exception handler and error handler I have. जब भी मैं कोई प्रोजेक्ट बनाता हूँ ना, कोई नया प्रोजेक्ट, I do that first because I really want my errors to be clean and clear. So I have replicated the same approach in the Spring Boot as well. So in the backend, you can see there is a global error handler. Exception. Yeah, these are the exceptions. Email already exists. These are handled exception, but even for the unhandled exceptions, no, not this. Global exception handler is in this one only. Ah, global exception handler. See, this is the global exception handler I have written. In case there is a like bad exception, like something like that, still it will try to give us some kind of error, not on the console though, but on the API side. But maybe this is like API, it is not an API issue, so it would not give, the global exception would not run in this case. Uh, Global exception, let me ask ChatGPT if this works. आया हूँ मैं तो बन के दीवार. Does global exception handler in Spring Boot can catch the uh, database migration related issues. Yes, bro, but only after Spring Boot application has started successfully. So in your case, maybe Spring Boot application did start successfully. So the screenshot you sent me yesterday, Spring Batch creates table. Maybe it started, your server did start. So REST controller advice global handler catches exception that happening during HTTP request. Yeah. But database migration table creation issues usually happen during application startup before any API request comes in. Yeah, true. Flyway migration failed, liquid base migration failed, Spring Batch metadata tables not created, bad SQL grammar during schema initialization, wrong dialect. Yeah, this was the error that we first saw, no? Wrong dialect. Permission denied to create table. This will not be caught by your global exception handler because no controller request. Yeah, true. Typical flow, this. Spring Boot start data source created hibern. So errors are during these two steps. The current error was in the first two steps. Then Hibernate, Flywheel, Equibase, whichever Spring Batch schema initialization runs. So this runs and then migration fails. Then application startup fails. Global exception handler never gets us. So there must be some way. So for batch, Spring Batch 5 table creation issue check. Spring JDBC initialize always schema. Also verify username password. So how can I detect issues early in time in such scenarios? लेकिन भैया सीखने को तो मिलता है जब ये सब, हाँ वही तो है भाई. That's what it is. That is what makes us human, no? Not more intelligent than the AI, but the ability to not give up and try to debug the issue. It is what us make us different. Just bro, detect them before deployment, before app goes live, using startup checks. Best ways: fail fast on startup. Yeah. Keep this enabled in non-prod. And Spring JPA Hibernate validate. Validate checks entity table mismatch. Entity table mismatch and fails startup early. Add startup health check. हाँ मैं आज ये मेरे इसके एक प्रोजेक्ट में देख रहा था, डॉट नेट के प्रोजेक्ट में हेल्थ चेक मेरे को नहीं समझा उन्होंने क्या लिखा हुआ था. सो कंपोनेंट रिक्वायर्ड आर्क्स कंस्ट्रक्टर डेटाबेस स्टार्टअप वैलिडेटर. मैं कल देखता हूँ और क्या था उस फाइल में. JDBC template void run query for object. Select count star from batch job instance. What is this batch job instance? Acha. Okay, it's a table that it's one of the table that's been created, no? In your case. In Spring Batch, tables are missing. App fails immediately with clear DB error. Use Flywheel Equibase for batch schema. Best professional approach. Best professional approach migration v1 spring batch schema.sql. Then use this. मैंने batch schema यूज नहीं किया है हालांकि recently तो. So yes you cannot catch it. तो so yes see conclusion AI साला ये अपना job लेगा. You cannot catch global exception handler but you can fail fast. And see what's the answer. Yes bro. Yes bro. साला AI. Somebody asked. I हाँ, back to the question that we were solving. So this इसने बहुत सारे ये दिए है. This is nice. We have to talk these points out loud in the interview. We'll come to that later, but the current thing that we are concerned about is the create code. So how they are suggesting us creating this code. This code creation is the uh, crunch of this small project. So design deep dive up till now, we have discussed the high level design of URL shortening and URL directing. In this section, we dive deep into the following: data model, hash function URL, and shortening URL redirecting. What if the URL is not valid? I'm not sure. What will happen in that case? In the high level design, everything is stored in a hash table. This hash table logic in the later stream we are going to convert this into uh, Redis cache. So we'll use Redis cache because Redis cache I have seen it also has key and value pair only. This is good starting point. However, this approach is not feasible for real world system because hash map में hash table में हम कितना data store कर लेंगे. It's not correct because the amount number of total requests it may go, they have calculated 365 billion request. कहाँ गया? So 365 billion records that can come if how many years updated why this shortener for simplicity, let's assume you cannot be deleted or updated. Here are the basic assuming URL shortener service for 10 years. So if it runs for 10 years and we are not deleting any record, then 365 billion records will be created. That those are like huge number of data for a single table. So hash table to out of question. A better option is to store short URL, long URL mapping in a relational database. So this is what we are doing. So short URL code and long URL, and that is what we are saving in this. So hash function we need. The better the hash function, the lesser will be the collisions, like we saw it in the JWT application while we were trying to save the encoded password in the table. So while adding the password, so we did salting, we added salt value and the current hash and the final hashed value is stored in the database. So we don't have to do that much because it's not a password, it's a public thing, but still we need a unique value. So the collision should not happen at any point. It is the book is saying we should use base 64. Base 64 is nothing but characters of like 62 characters. I'll write the base 64 URL directly. So कहाँ गया अपना सर्विस. मैंने कोक पिया आज ना, मेरा गला खराब होने लग गया. URL shortener a service. This is the service. Yeah. So in this one we have to write base 64 URL. So private string, it is nothing but a string. Uh, base 62, not 64. Base 62. Okay, and this is read only. hmm. इसने हक दिया ना. ऐसा करो कि तुम नहीं छोड़ोगे मेरा साथ. See, this should be read only, private read only. इसमें जावा में read only कैसे लिखता है? Static. Private is never used. Will use bro. Don't cry. Base 64 is nothing but these 10 numbers, then capital 26 letters, and then small 26 letters. So ये कितना हुआ? 26 plus 26. 26 into 2 plus 10. It's 62. So this is the string. So from this string, we have to do a small calculation. Okay. And along with the ID. So book is saying use the ID as well. So we have to use the database created ID. So that means we have to get the original URL, save it in the database, get the ID, and from that ID we have to do a simple mathematical calculation to get the unique code, and then save that unique code in that row. Let me come to the messages. Stream started. Yes, streams. Yeah, yes, stream started, bro. S- Stream has started, bro. Stream start नहीं होता तो how would you been able to text in the stream? Am I not audible? Let me check it on the mobile if I am audible. Yeah, stream is started. Tomorrow's plan. Okay, same good with any place. Yeah, yeah. Others plan. Others. ऑफिस 2 दिन और पार्टी 4 दिन साल. अरे मेरा नेट ही अच्छा नेट ही पांडु है. ओके. स्टॉप सेट इम्पोर्टेंट टाइम पे रुक जाता है. Happens bro. So let's try to write this basic thing first. So short URL response, and then create URL, and what we will pass this DTO. So create DTO we are passing. So create DTO, or just will pass. अरे how it's ये अपने आप कैसे हो रहा है? क्या हो गया भाई कीबोर्ड को? भाई डीएसए नहीं हो पा रहा. अरे तो सिंपल क्वेश्चंस करो. ऐसे नहीं है कि डीएसए मतलब हार्ड क्वेश्चंस ही है भाई. डीएसए इज सिंपल क्वेश्चंस. सिंपल से सिंपल स्टार्ट करो. हो नहीं रहा ये हम एक्सेप्ट नहीं कर सकते आंसर. डू द टू सम प्रॉब्लम, डू द बेसिक प्रॉब्लम्स. धीरे धीरे करो. क्रिएट योर प्रोसेस पे काम करो, एंड देन स्लोली स्टार्ट टू गेट द न्यूअर वंस. ओके. वो कोई वीडियो, अच्छा वीडियो यूट्यूब पे कोई एक आध वीडियो देख लेना. अगर नहीं हो रहा है तो वी हैव एआई, सब कुछ है. Don't get discouraged at all. Okay. And then in this one we'll get string short URL, get original URL. Yeah, string uh, original URL. Suggestions चुप हो जा भाई. Then we have to like need a URL. So URL is our entity, because we can't use the URL keyword. It is reserved by the Hibernate. So we have used this, and then set click count 0, and then URL save entity. So URL repository we have to inject over here. ये क्या हो गया इसको टैब को आज? URL मैं भागा भागा. URL repository, URL repository, this URL entity, save URL entity, and then what we need from here, we need to return this get generate code. So short URL currently तो अपना ये local host है. I'll make it little dynamic. Back to the yeah. Let me pin the Discord link. मैं भागा भागा. I have pinned it in the chat. uh, ब्रदर डीएसए मैंने पढ़ा यार. फर्स्ट ले ऑफ के बाद किससे चीज में मन नहीं लग रहा है भाई. इट विल पास ब्रो. डोंट थिंक अबाउट व्हाट हैपेंड. थिंक अबाउट व्हाट यू वांट टू अचीव. ज़्यादा दिल पे मत लो ले ऑफ. आई हैव सीन लाइक बड़े बड़े लोग. अभी जो मेरा सीनियर मैनेजर है ना, ही इज सो टैलेंटेड एंड ही इज बीन ले ऑफ, got lay off from like 4 different times in his career. He has a long career, but he also got laid off. So that is not a big deal in current situation. It's not defining your talent or something, but it's giving you another opportunity to take a break, take a paid break, and then improve on your skills and get a better job. I have seen people. I have seen some guy like few years ago. He was joined in as a fresher. 13, 14, 15 was his package, and then got laid off suddenly. And then in like next few weeks, he got 25 LPA package. So it is just an opportunity. After like 2 3 months, you will see ki yeah, what happened. Whatever happened was happened for actually for good, something good, you know. So our URL entity doesn't have an empty constructor, so we have to add the empty constructor. मैं भागा भागा. empty constructor तो होता ही है यार. ये क्यों रो रहा था फिर भी. Okay, the error went. Don't worry bro. Keep keep giving interviews. Don't stop. Even though if you are like इंटरव्यू गलत जा रहे हैं, स्टिल कीप गोइंग बिकॉज द रॉन्ग इंटरव्यूज विल टीच यू. तुम्हें पता चलेगा कि क्या पढ़ना है क्या नहीं. देन तुम्हें और आइडिया आ जाएगा. सो कीप गोइंग, डोंट स्टॉप. ओके. Brother is getting 4.6 LPA, not very hard. I see man. Like I see people chasing high paying jobs. नहीं हो जाता है यार. देखो, I'll tell you I'll tell you guys my first job, you know. I was in a decent college, like it was a Maharashtra state government college and it was a nice college, but even though my branch wasn't that good, so I wasn't able to get placed very easily. So I gave the first for the first job I gave almost I sat for almost 30 companies. That means, and on an average, like each company takes 3 4 rounds. So even if we consider two interview rounds per company, then I gave almost 60 to 70 interviews, different kinds of like group discussion, interviews, aptitude tests, everything like 60 70 rounds I have given to get my first job. And at one point, you know, when I was going, like I used to go to for interview or interview process to the TPO. While going from the hostel to the TPO, like people used to cheer me, bro. इस बार हो जाएगा, इस बार हो जाएगा. Don't worry, bro. इतना हो गया था. So when I, you know, there was a day, the tomorrow, the next day, there going to be a company coming L&T, which is the first company for the next batch. That means today was the last day for me to get placed, and still I gave the interview and I didn't get selected. So I had to pack my bags. I went home. I was so disappointed in myself, and went for the preparation for MBA. So in Hyderabad, I went for a week, and then I got a call from the company. Okay, we kept you on standby, but we are launching this. We are working on this new plant in Noida. So would you like to join? So I said yes. Yeah. So this is how, and the first job, literally imagine what would be my confidence at that level. I was like, uh, lowest on my confidence levels at that time. But then I joined this company and I understood, okay, काम करना इतना मुश्किल नहीं है जितना पढ़ाई करना मुश्किल था. So I worked very well there. बहुत अच्छा network बना. I've met very good people. And सबसे important, they gave me such good responsibility because of my क्या बोलते, because of my performance so early in my life. They gave me good opportunities, and because of that, my confidence reached to the peak. And then I thought, oh, okay, I can do this kind of work. Then I can do any kind of work. So that there's nothing difficult as such. So we just don't have to stop. If that helps you, then yeah. What are you guys saying? Brother getting 4 5. I see, man. Like I see people chasing high paying jam. Damn. Yeah. अब पहले जॉब का पैकेज इफ यू हियर इट वाज ऑलमोस्ट लाइक 5 LPA. ज़्यादा भी नहीं था, 5.1 टू बी प्रिसाइज. मुश्किल नहीं है मोटिवेटर डिवाइस. Atharva, if I'm remember your name correctly, Atharva, it's not that difficult, but yeah, it takes some time, you know. It's your first time, you don't know how the companies work, how the processes work, how they work internally. We are in just a thought of imagination that has been created by the experiences that we saw online or shared by our friends and seniors, and based on that we create some imaginary world till the time we get the first job, and hence it becomes little bit of difficult because we are not sure how the things will be. So first time is always difficult. I was working for 20K lol just to get experience. That is fine, bro. That is fine. That is fine. I'll tell you, in like next 1 month you will get such a high paying job. You will come here and tell every one of us, so okay, I worked on these things, I did these things, I interview, I applied these companies, and I got this huge package. It will be a good start for you, a new start. मैं भागा भागा. So let's make this as final. And now about this logic. So this logic के लिए there is a simple collision वाला logic that we have to use. But if ID is 0, ID never will be 0. But in case it's a 0, then we will just return just like how we used to do it in lead code. The one condition that will never arrive. Okay, and then we have to uh, yeah. What you guys are saying something? My parents roasted me like anything. I cannot blame them since I'm. No, 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 no. Don't say this about yourself. मेरे भी पेरेंट्स ने मेरे को बोला था जब मैं 4 साल कॉलेज करके बिना जॉब के घर गया था. सो दे आर लाइक क्या फ़ायदा इतना, कितने दिन ऐसे घर पे बैठे रहोगे, क्या करोगे. इट वाज जस्ट अ 1 वीक. वो धुरंधर में डायलॉग नहीं है क्या, नहीं सुना तुमने, कि जैसे हम मर्द है भाई, ये सब चीज़ें होती रहेगी अपने साथ. uh, we need to build a string somehow, so I'll create a string builder. mm, what should I name this one? Maybe short URL code, short URL code string builder. So we have to divide this, so let me try to think this through. So this base 62 URL we have, okay, this URL, and we need to create a code. So, and we are also getting ID. So this generate code is getting the int ID. It is the DB ID. For you guys joining in between, this is the DB ID. Okay, database row ID. And then based on this, we have written the first condition. If ID is equal to 0, then just return 0. Okay. Then we have to do the division and all these things. So I'm for example, let us take some example over here. So if for example ID is equal to 125, then what should be its code? uh, we have to, like in the simple hashing, what we do, we divide and get the remainder. Okay, so this base 62, so we'll try to get the remainder over here. So how much will be the remainder? 62 into 2 सात दूनी 12 124, so remainder will be 1, correct. And also we have to like do the division by same 62. So how much it will be? It will be 2. So the logic that I read, it said 21, like the combination of this becomes 21 or 1 2, like the first is remainder and then this, and we just reverse this to get the unique value. So this becomes the hash value of our code. So why I'm saying hash value? Because there will be the cases we have to avoid the collisions. So for example, in our database, how it will be: ID, original URL, okay, so ID will be 1 2 3 4 like this. Okay, and this could be anything like www.google.com, github, okay, lead code. So against all of this, we need a short code, short URL code. ये ध्यान से देख लेना, क्योंकि ये मेरे को पता है तुम लोग कभी ना कभी एक बार तो जिंदगी में इंटरव्यू में आएगा ये तुम्हें. So this, so for when there is this 125 ID, there will be, for example, lead code profile, my profile ID, my profile Rohit Munde, and then for this one, what should be the code? So the URL short code will be 21. That's it. We have to store this short URL code, and at the end, the function that we have built, we have to send this to the user. So whatever the base URL, deployed URL we have, and plus this code 21. Okay, this complete string we have to send to the user. This is what the basic crux that we have to do, what you guys are saying. uh, yeah, it's been 3 months. भाई बेस्ट जॉब डूइंग स्टेट कौन सा हो सकता है इन टर्म्स ऑफ मेंटेनेबल लाइफस्टाइल एंड इजी सेविंग? भाई बेस्ट जॉब्स डूइंग स्टेट अपने कंट्री में. अच्छा, स्टेट लाइक द स्टेट इन द कंट्री. द बेस्ट करेंटली तो यार बेंगलोर है, जो सबसे हाईएस्ट पेइंग है आईटी इंडस्ट्री में. देन देर इज लाइक पुणे एज वेल, पुणे एंड गुड़गांव, these three cities, and Chennai, Hyderabad also. These five cities पे आईटी इंडस्ट्री बसी हुई है. सो कोई भी इसमें तुम जाके ये कर सकते हो. गुड़गांव ज़्यादा ही एक्सपेंसिव बन गया है बिना बिना काम का मतलब. आई हैव बीन टू गुड़गांव एंड आई हैव सीन there is nothing much to like have the inflated flat price like 2 crore 3 crore 4 crores for small flats. It doesn't worth it. बैंगलोर भी थोड़ा सा एक्सपेंसिव है, लेकिन बैंगलोर में भी तुम अगर अच्छी जगह देख लो कोई जगह, तो वो सस्ते में भी मिल जाती है. तो शुरुआत के लिए आई हैव सीन पीपल आर लिविंग वेरी वेल इन देयर एज वेल. ओके, ए यार, हाँ, तो स्टेट वगैरह कुछ मैटर नहीं करता, जॉब ले लो. भारत में कहीं पे भी जाके तुम्हें रहना पड़ सकता है. मेरा ग्रेजुएशन मुंबई से हुआ, मैंने कभी नहीं सोचा था कि मैं महाराष्ट्र के बाहर जाऊंगा, वो भी पहले जॉब के लिए। माई फर्स्ट जॉब वॉज इन नोएडा, नॉट इन नोएडा, देर इज़ अ सिटी कॉल्ड ग्रेटर नोएडा। यहाँ पे दिल्ली है, दिल्ली के आगे जाओ नोएडा है, नोएडा के और आगे जाओ तो ग्रेटर नोएडा है। कोर उत्तर प्रदेश फील मिला था मेरे को यहाँ। सो आपको पता नहीं है तुम कहाँ जाओगे। बन के दीवाना। सो वी हैव टू डू दिस टिल द टाइम कि अपना रिमाइंडर ज़ीरो नहीं आ जाता, वो मैंने लॉजिक नहीं लिखा। टिल द टाइम दिस रिमाइंडर इज ज़ीरो। Okay, so we need a while loop over here, and we'll do like this id, क्या बोलते हैं, this id is greater than 0, we'll keep updating the same id, and क्या कर सकते हैं, पहले तो एक रिमाइंडर लिख लेते हैं, int रिमाइंडर इज इक्वल टू id रिमाइंडर base 62 length, uh, और 62, that's it। ठीक है, अपने को रिमाइंडर मिलता रहेगा इसमें। देन वी हैव टू अगेन id डिवाइडेड बाय 62। सो इसको हम क्या नाम दे, नहीं इसको हम अपने को id में ये करना पड़ेगा, id 62। लेकिन स्ट्रिंग कहाँ बना रहे हैं हमने, वहाँ पे ऊपर जो फंक्शन लिखा था स्ट्रिंग बिल्डर, सो जो स्ट्रिंग बिल्डर अपन ने लिखा था शॉर्ट कोड, तो उसमें अपने को अपेंड करना पड़ेगा ये। सो विल डू दिस कोड डॉट append this remainder maybe. Oh no, we have to find the character at this place, so we, okay, now I've got it. So base 62, the string that we have, and then char at this remainder. So this, and then id is equal to id divided by 125, so sorry, id divided by 62 that we had. Okay, and end में return code, the short code we have this, reverse भी करना है अपने को इसको, so it will contain some this, so reverse and then to string as well. Okay, so pen and paper will keep aside and we'll write this logic. Meanwhile, what you guys are saying, uh, do you make any investment like mutual fund or equity? मैं हर चीज़ में invest करता हूँ। Bro, hello bro, Shri Sai, welcome to the stream. I was thinking about like making what all the things developers should have to do when they start the career, when they do the jobs, and sometimes such situation like the code guy was telling us ki layoff वगैरह. So we have to be well prepared for this thing. So I invest rigorously in like everything. Since like third, fourth month of my job, I started investment. I invest in Indian stocks, but Indian stocks को मैंने कम कर दिया है. I invested in mutual funds. I've invested in gold, bitcoins, Ethereum coins, actual gold, means digital gold, and then and mostly in the US stocks. US stocks are नहीं नहीं, मैं इनको बता रहा हूँ bro. You already a developer. अरे नहीं, मैं इनको बता रहा था कि what the investment should we should have to tackle this. And सबसे important तुम्हें अपना FD में पैसा जब भी you will start earning, start creating your a good amount of fixed deposit, so that if suppose तुम्हारा job जाता है तो for at least 5-6 months you can survive off your like that money. That much you should have. Keep investing because investment is must. मैंने कुछ दिनों से since last few years I'm investing heavily in the US stocks and I have got a very good return because the dollar to rupees conversion ratio is also good. So I started when the dollar was around 79 rupees. The dollar was about 79 rupees and currently it's on 96, 97. So उतने में ही मेरे को almost 30% return मिला हुआ है and rest of the companies grew like hell. Nvidia, Google, Microsoft. So इसमें भी I do invest in those companies. So yeah, investment plays a very important role. Uh, this builder and then अरे इसने लिख के दे दिया यार अपने को. It's a pretty standard function that we need. So yeah, I'm trying. मैं तो अभी से बनाने का ट्राई कर रहा हूँ कॉलेज तक. 1 year इमरजेंसी, हाँ हाँ, स्टार्ट एज अर्ली एज पॉसिबल. मैंने वो किताब पढ़ा था तब, मतलब जब कुछ पहली सैलरी आना चालू हुआ ना, पता ही नहीं चला कि कहाँ जा रहा है पैसा. आई वाज लाइक कि भाई पैसा आ रहा है लेकिन बच नहीं रहा है, और मैं तो ऐसा कुछ खर्च भी नहीं कर रहा था तो जा कहाँ रहा था. ठीक है, जनरेट कोड. तो वो क्या, बहुत एकदम बेसिक सी किताब है. फर्स्ट बुक, फाइनेंशियल बुक दैट यू शुड रीड. रिच डैड पुअर डैड. ठीक है, ये अपने को कोड दे देगा, शॉर्ट यूआरएल रिस्पॉन्स. एंड ये नहीं चाहिए अपने को. मैं भागा भागा बन के दीवाना. Okay, shorten this, so we should, let's try. There's some issue. No property shortcode. Short URL code it is. Short URL code it is. nullable nullable true करना पड़ेगा अपने को, because when we create the first time entity, then that time there wouldn't be a short code present, so we have to get that ID. What else it's failing? Cannot query for a method URL find by shortcode. No property shortcode. Okay, so 70T. वादा करो कि तुम नहीं छोड़ोगे मेरा साथ. 1 year इमरजेंसी फंड, यस. ये तुम लोगों ने लाइक्स वापस ले लिए क्या? आई सॉ सम मोर लाइक्स एंड नाउ आई सी ए लेस नंबर ऑफ लाइक्स. व्हाई सो? गिव माय लाइक्स बैक गाइस. मैंने फाइंड बाय शॉर्ट कोड कहाँ किया है लेकिन? ये एरर्स पढ़ना सीखना पड़ेगा अच्छे से. Unsatisfied dependency exception, error creating bean with name URL controller. Why so? I have mentioned REST controller. Unsatisfied dependency. Brother, have you enabled auto dubbing? भाई आपने auto dubbing enable नहीं करा है क्या? Auto dubbing means what's auto dubbing, bro? व्हाट्स ऑटो डबिंग? अच्छा रहेगा काफ़ी इफ़ यू टर्न इट ऑन। ऑटो डबिंग क्या है मतलब? ओबीएस का फीचर क्या बोल रहे हो तुम? मैं भागा भागा। कहाँ पे भाई ऑटो डबिंग? मैं नहीं समझा। यूआरएल एरर क्रिएटिंग द बिन error starting to display the condition evaluation report rerun application with debug enabled. डबिंग मैंने परसों करा था। अभी लेटेस्ट स्ट्रीम पे 20+ लैंग्वेजेस पे प्रोसेसिंग चल रही है। बांग्ला में ऑडियो कन्वर्ट भी हो गया। यूट्यूब ऑटो डबिंग, ओ ओके ओके, दैट फीचर या आई विल एक्सप्लोर दैट। नोट कर लेता हूँ मैं ये। यो यो ब्रो थॉरफिन। Unsatisfied dependency expressed. This is an unsatisfied dependency as it's saying. I have given @service for this. So this, I guess this is wrong. So maybe we need a constructor for this. Public constructor. Let me add a constructor. ये ऑटो वायर्ड नहीं लगता ना यहाँ पे। मैं भागा भागा। उसमें टाइटल एंड डिस्क्रिप्शन भी अलग लैंग्वेज में व्यूअर के हिसाब से चेंज हो जाता है। ओ नाइस। और ऑडियो भी देते हैं। बट योर स्ट्रीम हैव टू बी अंडर 120 मिनट्स। 120 मिनट्स के अंडर तो नहीं होता अपना स्ट्रीम। अनसेटिस्फाइड डिपेंडेंसी एक्सेप्शन कैचिंग बीन नेम बीन विथ नेम शॉर्ट यूआरएल सर्विस। अच्छा, ये कंट्रोलर में मैंने ऑटो ऐड कर दिया है। ये ऐसे नहीं लगेगा शायद। यहाँ पे भी लेट्स ऐड द कंस्ट्रक्टर। यस, दिस। और ये शायद ऐसे ही सही था। यहाँ इस ये सब चीज़ों में थोड़ा कंफ्यूजन है अभी भी। No property shortcode found. So where are we using the shortcode? Find by URL shortcode. Okay, यहाँ पे है वो find by URL shortcode, short URL code. Short. ओके, स्टार्टेड एप्लीकेशन, ये इशू था। बाकी कुछ इशू नहीं था। इसलिए वो कंट्रोलर तक बोल रहा था कि बिन क्रिएशन फेल्ड। ओके, let's go to this URL, then this timestamp internal server error. Shortcode cannot be null because the table has already been created. So we have to drop the table, drop table, uh, but it shouldn't be like this. अगर मेरे इसमें data होता already तो कैसे होता ये? Because the table has already been created. What's the error? Copy row, paste it here. Error code unknown table shortener. So select star from this. There is the table. Oh, okay. I used database name. Yeah. So show tables. There shouldn't be any. Yeah. Okay. And now I have to rerun the application. Rerun. Yes. Stop and rerun because the entity was nullable true earlier. Yeah. It created the table again. And let me do this now. Yeah. It created the short URL. So let's check in this what is the code it has created. So for one, what should be the code, hash code? So अगर 1 को हम 62 से रिमाइंडर, so it will be like 1, and division like 0, so it should be 1. short URL, nice. short URL code हमने डाला ही नहीं हमने. वाह, how great we are here. सेंड किया यहाँ पे और फिर जनरेट दिस कोड. ये कोड अपने को चाहिए. ओके, सो int saved entity dot, लेकिन वो एंटिटी अपनी ऑलरेडी क्रिएटेड है. मैं ये सोचना चाह रहा हूँ. ए रुक जा यार, सजेशन. इफ आई saved entity this, okay, saved entity, and we have to save again like this entity. So URL repository dot, but this time it will save it as a new entity. So no, but the ID is this. Let's try this. And saved entity dot get short URL code, maybe. Let's see. Guys, किसी ने मेरे likes ले लिया यार. Please give my likes back. It is a very famous interview question. देखो इस किताब में भी दे रखा है. This is a very popular book, if you guys know. ठीक है. Let's see in the database. Yeah, 2, because the ID is changed to 2. So now we have this. So can we create with the same original URL again? Yeah, I guess there is no. Yeah, ID 3 because it again created with the same. So it shouldn't be like that. So if the ID present, now we have to do that thing. So ये तो code आ गया अपना. So code is there, and we are getting the URL as well. So short, ये short URL अभी कुछ अपना है नहीं base. But yeah, Alex 2, Alex Zoo, yes, Alex Zoo. या इट्स वेरी नाइस बुक यार. मैं आज ऑफिस में पढ़ रहा था क्योंकि मेरे को चाहिए था इसका ना, कैसे आंसर करना है शॉर्ट यूआरएल. बिकॉज कोड कोई इतना बड़ी बात नहीं है शॉर्ट यूआरएल का, लेकिन it is a very popular question been asked in the interviews कि how you will design a system for a system like simple basic system which is short URL code. So code though it is just one function that we created, generate code is the one, but these questions we have to ask. बहुत अच्छे से दे रखा है. Give me the link. Yeah, I'm pasting the link in the Discord. mm, System. यहाँ पे भी मैं शेयर करूँ क्या? उसमें बहुत सारे अलग अलग एग्जांपल्स है। इफ़ यू सी नोटिफिकेशन, देखो उस दिन अपने को जो जगदीश हम बता रहा था उसका अमेजोन का एक्सपीरियंस, शी इज़ बीन आस्क्ड विद दिस नोटिफिकेशन सिस्टम। सो कहाँ देखा था मैंने, इसके लास्ट पेज पे था आई गेस, वेब ब्राउज़र या। मैं भागा भागा बन के दीवाना। अरे यार, 2 पार्ट्स है इसके, दिस इज़ द फर्स्ट पार्ट। नोटिफिकेशन सिस्टम भी था, इन्होंने दिया था एक एग्जांपल। मैं शायद कोई और पीडीएफ देख रहा था इसी बुक का, बिकॉज इट हैड 196 पेजेस। डिजाइन सर्च ऑटो कंप्लीट, ये भी एक पॉपुलर क्वेश्चन है कि ये कैसे सर्च चलता है। बहुत ही अच्छे से दे रखा है, मुझे पसंद आया किताब। हाउ मेनी प्रोजेक्ट्स प्रेजेंट, इट हैज़ 2 पार्ट्स एंड ऑलमोस्ट हर एक पार्ट में मे बी 20-20 एग्जाम्पल्स कुछ है। इसमें कितने हैं, देर आर स्केल फ्रॉम 0 to 1, डिज़ाइन, रेट लिमिटर, कंसिस्टेंट, यूनिक कोड जनरेटर, यूआरएल शॉर्टनर, वेब। सो प्रोजेक्ट्स यहाँ पे कितने हैं, URL शॉर्टनर से चालू हुआ, और यूनिक आईडी जनरेटर इन डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड सिस्टम। सो चैप्टर 8, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8। ओके, फर्स्ट इसमें 8 एक्चुअल एग्जांपल्स है, और दूसरे देर इज अ सेकंड बुक ऑफ दिस आल्सो। They must read any must read book you suggest on web dev, that's relevant। web dev के लिए तो कोई किताब मैंने कभी पढ़ा नहीं। वेब डेव के लिए, वेब डेवलपमेंट के लिए ना सबसे बेस्ट है कि तुम डॉक्यूमेंटेशन पढ़ने में एक्सपर्ट हो जाओ, एंगुलर या फ्रंट एंड का, रिएक्ट या एंगुलर का। उससे बहुत फ़ायदा होता है। अगर तुमने डॉक्यूमेंटेशन सही से पढ़ना और एनालाइज करना सीख लिया, सो फ्रंट एंड का काम तो हो गया भाऊ। नमस्कार भाऊ। So this is saving the ID. Now the problem that we have here is like it's saving the same URL again and again. That shouldn't be the case. So what happens if I post the same URL? There should be caching here for this. If not, अभी caching नहीं है अपने पास, तो we'll just check in the database if like URL already present. So create short URL. So in this one we have to first check if the original URL already exists in the database. So ठीक है, existing entry, if not null then this। okay, if URL existing मतलब अगर वो already present करता है, and if it not null then return this। ये बाकी का काम तामझाम होगा ही नहीं। So we'll do this, and now it will so delete from URLs where id is equal to 2, and कैसे लिखते हैं इसमें, and id is equal to 3, नहीं 3 की ज़रूरत नहीं, ओनली 2। ओके, इट्स डिलीटेड बिकॉज नहीं तो अपना वो फंक्शन फेल हो जाएगा। डिलीट नहीं हुआ क्या? 0 रोज अफेक्टेड, वाई? आईडी 1 है, अच्छा आईडी 3 है, आईडी 4 है, 2 आईडी है ही नहीं। ओके, सो 3, 4 डिलीट कर देते हैं, या ट्रंकेट ही कर देते हैं हम इसको। ट्रंकेट का सिंटेक्स याद नहीं शायद मेरे को. ट्रंकेट URLs, शायद this is it because it should start. Yeah, truncate worked. Let's see. uh, yeah, now I am seeing one more problem in the URL entity. uh, Unique true should be true for this original URL. So unique true. So I need to drop the table, or let's see if it's alter the table. No, अपना वो doubt clear हो जाएगा if it alters the table definition as well. Database JDBC, no, it didn't alter the database. So let's see the इसमें कहाँ है table user columns and ये users. अच्छा IndieDev देख रहा हूँ मैं. Refresh bro. Tables URLs columns. यार विंडोज़ में अलग ही इसका UI है, यहाँ पे अलग ही है पूरा. Alter table, let's see. ID not null, created not null, then original is not unique, unique is not marked. So that's why maybe we should drop, but ये मेरे को मेथड सही नहीं लग रहा. ड्रॉप टेबल, और अगर मेरे को टेबल डेफिनेशन बदलनी है तो ये तो मुश्किल हो जाएगा. अगर बस मेरे को ओके विल डू फ्रॉम नाउ. मंगेश भाऊ. Okay, so this new table, and let's see the schema for this alter table. Yeah, it's unique now. So let's hit the API. Now we got one. So always it should give us one unless the URL. Oh, okay. क्या फटा? डुप्लीकेट एंट्री, बट हमने ऐड ही नहीं किया डुप्लीकेट एंट्री. इफ URL एग्जिस्टिंग URL फाइंड बाय शॉर्ट. अच्छा, फाइंड बाय शॉर्ट कोड नहीं, फाइंड बाय दिस चाहिए अपने को. इसमें ऑप्शन की अपनी मैप ही नहीं है. अच्छा, इसमें होता ही नहीं. कॉपी URL entity and find by original. क्या नाम है यार एंटिटी में अपना? ओरिजिनल URL. फाइंड बाय ओरिजिनल URL, ओ कैपिटल. ठीक है, और इसमें चाहिए अपने को स्ट्रिंग ओरिजिनल URL एंड फाइंड बाय ओरिजिनल URL. फाइंड बाय, अरे फाइंड बाय ओरिजिनल URL. ओके, दैट्स इट. नाउ इट शुड वर्क. डेटाबेस में इसने एंट्री क्रिएट कर दिया क्या? इट शुड, और वही एंट्री अपने को दे. 1 click count 0 created at we haven't added, and short URL code is 1, so it should give us 1. Okay, yeah, now it's giving us 1 because it's not entering, adding a new entry for this. अगर मैं कुछ change करूँ then it should give me like यहाँ पे if I add 1 then it should create a new ID. Oh, why it gave 3 and skip 2? I wanna know. Why it's skipping the ID? Okay, if 2 second time मतलब 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, now let me change the URL and let's see. अगर 5 मतलब 5 7 7 8, if it's giving 8 that means we are, अच्छा it gave 4. Why it skip 2 then? Why the ID creation skip 2? I didn't understand this. 1 3 4. Okay, we'll do from now. Do you have a full book of Alex Yu from फॉर एस डी लर्निंग? पूरा ही नहीं, पीडीएफ ही है अभी मेरे पास, तो मतलब मैं सोच रहा था अमेजोन से ऑर्डर करने का, बट 3,000 का किताब था। मैं सोचा हम किताब से पढ़ ही नहीं रहे, पीडीएफ से ही पढ़ते, तो पीडीएफ है यहाँ पे यार, अगर तुम सर्च भी करो ना, देर इज़ दिस सिस्टम डिज़ाइन का गिटहब रेपो, और यहाँ पे ये एलेक्स यू का पूरा बुक है, सो यू कैन रेफर टू दिस एज वेल। अगर वहाँ पे पूरा नहीं है तो यहाँ पे तो पूरा मिल जाएगा। ये यूआरएल को शॉर्ट करते। मैं भागा भागा, क्या हुआ? यस, लेंथ वाला इशू आया होगा। योर ब्राउजर डिड समथिंग अनएक्सपेक्टेड, प्लीज ट्राई अगेन। अनप्रोसेसेबल एंटिटी, ओके, दैट्स अ नाइस एरर। लेंथ का इशू आया होगा। डेटा टाइप वायर कैर 255, that is the problem कि we can save the 255 characters, so count the length of string 146, but it's well within the limit. क्या हुआ, मैं नहीं समझ पाया श्री। मेरे को ये हम देख के बहुत ही इरिटेशन होता है। इट फील्स लाइक आई डिड समथिंग रॉन्ग, कुछ गलत किया मैंने, कुछ गलत शेयर किया। डू यू हैव अ फुल नोटबुक ऑफ एलेक्स हु फॉर एस डी लर्निंग? पीडीएफ का ही लिंक मैंने शेयर किया, देन व्हाई दिस? अरे यार, मैं पागल इंसान हूँ भाई। यहाँ पे मैंने ऐड कर दिया, यहाँ पे ऐड करना था। यस, इट क्रिएटेड। नो, गलत। हाउ इज द वेदर इन मैंगलोर ब्रो? ठीक है, दिस मच इज ओके फॉर दिस। इज एनीथिंग एल्स? सपोज आई हैव लाइक a more, we need something like 240 से ऊपर, हाँ 342। सो लेट्स सी इसके लिए क्या, बिकॉज database has a limitation in this one. मैं भागा भागा। हम्म सी, ये अपन ने लिमिट रीच कर दिया इसका। कूल, क्लाउडी, दैट्स गुड। पुणे का भी वेदर अभी ठीक होना चालू हुआ है। बहुत गर्मी हो रही थी कुछ दिनों से, अभी कुछ दिनों से सुना है दिल का। डेटा ट्रंकेशन, डेटा टू लॉन्ग फॉर कॉलम दिस, सो हाउ वुड आई हैंडल दिस? डेटाबेस में तो लिमिटेशन है, so let me ask this to my AI agent. So इसको पहले बोलना पड़ता है, don't change the code, just tell me how should I handle this issue. Data truncation, because the database has a 255 character limit, so max size, uh, but isn't db is var char 255 type. Yes, you are exactly right. The database is currently varchar 255. That is the root cause of the error. When Hibernate automatically generated the database table for you, it used the default length of 255 characters for the original URLs and column because no length was specified in your code. Whenever you try to save an URL is longer than 255 characters, MySQL throws data truncation data too long error. So how to change to larger to allow sorry shit to allow longer URLs, you must alter the database column to support more characters. So size 2048, अगर मैं इसको एंटिटी से दूँ साइज साइज में नहीं दे सकता क्या? Because I need to alter this. No, this is entirely not entirely correct. There are two issues with the annotation. Column अच्छा, there is a size annotation. Column length, अच्छा, it's a length 2048 nullable false and this इसमें साइज नहीं देते कुछ भी, बट ये चेंज नहीं करेगा. अभी डेटाबेस में 2048 है. लेट्स सी. कूल इज दैट कोपायलट? नो, इट्स एंटी ग्रेविटी. हाँ, कोपायलट नहीं है गिटहब को, इट्स नॉट गिटहब कोपायलट बट इट्स एंटी ग्रेविटी. आई फाउंड इट एंटी ग्रेविटी very nice because it's very useful. In any terminal you just go and अगर तुम्हारे पास एंटी ग्रेविटी इंस्टॉल्ड है, just write AGY just like how you do for Claude. Claude मैंने अनइंस्टॉल कर दिया शायद, नहीं है, Claude भी है. So just like this there is AGY. It helps because मेरे को कोड चेंजेस नहीं चाहिए, तो I have kept it very simple ना, कि जब जब हेल्प चाहिए होगा मैं I'll just ask it here. Let's try this now because the table didn't alter. रीरन. मेरे को ये डाउट है कि हाउ टू अल्टर द टेबल्स देन. स्पेसिफाइड की मैक्स लेंथ 30. I have this doubt कि how to alter the tables through Spring Boot if they are already been created. To alter the database tables to Spring Boot once they have already been created, you have three main approaches. Option 1, recreate the database, easiest for development. If you are in the local development, do not care about losing your current test data, you can tell Hibernate to drop and recreate. Okay, this is open your application and temporarily change to this create. Change the settings back to update to your data persist in future. Run application once, Hibernate will automatically drop the existing tables and recreate them using your updated JPA annotations. Change the Spring back to update. Warning, this drops the table, so all existing that's we don't want. If what is the better, अगर production या कहीं पे ये issue आता है तो option 2, use the Spring Boot SQL initialization. Spring Boot can run custom SQL scripts on startup to initialize or alter your database. Create a new file named schema.sql in your main resources directory. Add your alter statement to the file. In the application properties, enable SQL initialization always. Run the application. Spring Boot will execute the script against your database. Note, since this runs every time the app starts, You should disable it, Spring SQL init mode never after it runs successfully once to avoid running the alter statement. ये अपने को पूछा जा सकता है इंटरव्यू में. ऑप्शन 3 यूज फ्लाईवे माइग्रेशन. कल जो बंदे को इशू आ रहा था. In professional projects, databases changes are managed using migration tools like Flyway. It tracks which scripts have already run, so they only execute once. Add Flyway dependency to your POM XML. Set Hibernate DDL auto validate on none in properties, so Flyway controls the schema. Okay. Spring JPA Hibernate validate. Create a folder. We should use what industry approach is for this. Oh shit. मैं तुम लोगों को पसंद नहीं आ रहा है क्या मैं ये जो कर रहा हूँ? What's more entertaining I can do here? I can. My brain is so tired. Uh, Making. Okay, just a second. Tomorrow's dinner. Okay. Will you coming right? Please vote yes. Just voted. Okay. When I'm not doing anything, then the audience watching is increasing. क्या है ये YouTube? तो अपने को ये अल्ट्रेशन का कुछ तो चाहिए स्टैंडर्ड वे. जस्ट अ सेकंड. कल का कुछ प्लान बन रहा है तो जल्दी ही निकलेंगे ऑफिस में डिसाइड करेंगे. ओके. तो कल का स्ट्रीम नहीं हो सकता है मेरे को लग रहा है. आई एम ऑल्सो. ऑफिस का मैसेज है ना यार, मेरे को रिस्पॉन्ड करना पड़ेगा. इट विल लुक रूड नहीं तो. मैं तो चैट जीपीटी भी चला रहा हूँ साइड में. नाइस. सो जा भाई. यू कैन डांस. आई कैन डांस दो. ये नॉट ऑन द स्ट्रीम. फ्राइडे आते ही कुछ ना कुछ चालू हो जाता है यार. बेस्ट देन. So we need to have this third. सो जा भाई, हाँ भाई, अगर मैं सो जाऊंगा ना, मेरे को ऐसी नींद चाहिए, 24 आवर्स की नींद चाहिए। तुम लोग बताओ, तुम लोग मैक्स कितना टाइम के लिए सोए हो? मैं मेरे लाइफ में बहुत ज़्यादा सोया हूँ भाई, एक दो बार। भैया, योर ईयर ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस 4.5 years ब्रो, ऑलमोस्ट 5 नाउ। आज वेक्टर्स होमवर्क कंप्लीट करा, प्लस 2 more प्रॉब्लम्स एंड थंबनेल डिज़ाइन भाई, एक डीएसए कंसेप्ट सीरीज स्टार्ट करने वाला हूँ। दैट्स नाइस। कंसेप्ट्स मतलब इंटरेस्टिंग वाले, नॉट डीएसए टीचर। या दैट्स नाइस। राजनीश, ऑलमोस्ट 5 years ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस। मैं भागा, 18 hours sleep, still less than me। मैंने पता है, when I was in first year of college, एग्जाम्स का पहले सेम का प्रेशर इतना था, it was so much of pressure। Once the exam was over, I came to hostel around lunch करके आ गया था, around like 2 or 3, around 2 p.m. I came and I woke up next to, like, next day at night, 9 or 10 so almost कितना घंटा हो गया ये? 24 and then 8, almost 38 hours something I slept। 3-4 hours भाई, आजकल तो ज़्यादा नहीं, कभी कभी गलती से आफ्टरनून टाइम में 2 hour सो लिया ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा। सो के भी बेकार लगता है सोने का। मन नहीं करता, हाँ। अपनी लाइफ ही ऐसे, हम हमेशा रिग्रेट में ही जीते हैं। अ, अच्छा, बैक टू दिस। तो अपने को ये अल्ट्रेशन के लिए चाहिए, बिकॉज व्हाट आई एम डूइंग, आई एम ऑलवेज आई एम गोइंग हियर एंड ड्रॉपिंग द टेबल्स, बट विच इज़ नॉट अ आइडियल वे। अगर अपने पास डेटा होता, अभी तो डेटा नहीं है, बट डेटा होता तो क्या। तो उसके लिए इट्स सेइंग यूज दिस डिपेंडेंसी इन pom.xml and set to validate and create a folder db migration। so let's try this, something new। so org flyway क्या है, एक बार देख लेते हैं। तो spring initializer and add dependencies, flyway migration, version control for your database, so you can migrate from any version, include an empty database to the latest version of the schema। Okay, so let's add this dependency, pom.xml, mm, then this, okay, and then it's saying uh, set hibernate ddl to this, तो application dot properties, and ये है क्या प्रॉपर्टी अपने पास? yes, it's there, so it should be set on validate। okay, and create a folder src main this, so main resources, src main resources, and then db migrations, okay, create a new folder, this is something new, new directory, db slash migration, migration। इसकी माँ का, ये वीएस कोड की तरह नहीं करता क्या क्रिएट? भैंचोद। db and then in this migration। अच्छा, उसका मतलब ही वही है क्या? आई टेक माई गैली बैक। Create a file named v1 alter url table.sql. New file. कॉपी क्यों नहीं करा ये? मैक का अलग ही रोना होता है भाई हर बारी. SQL files are supported this. So alter URLs and then this. अच्छा मेरे को ये URL डालना पड़ेगा क्या? I'm not sure how it's working though. Let's try, yeah, and see if it runs the migrations. It didn't run the migration. So let me refresh the tables over here and यहाँ पे alter table, original URL, it's still 255. सो के भी बेकार, ये मैंने पढ़ा. ऑलमोस्ट कंप्लीटेड माई प्रोजेक्ट बैंकिंग ट्रांजैक्शन सिस्टम. ओ नाइस. दिखाओगे? डू यू हैव एनीथिंग टू शो फॉर दैट वी कैन सी? इट्स अ गुड रेज्यूमे प्रोजेक्ट. इंटरव्यूअर खुश हो जाएगा. चेक इफ आई डिड एवरीथिंग करेक्ट. pom.xml डिपेंडेंसी हुआ क्या लेकिन? अच्छा, एक डिपेंडेंसी हुआ है, एक नहीं हुआ है. तो इन दिस विल डू mvn clean install. Error. mvn clean install because the application is running. Some problems encountered while processing the forms. Dependency version of this at line 70. Flyway database MySQL. Artifact ID. अब ये ID डॉक्यूमेंट में अपने को मिलेगा कि AI तो एनीवेज इट विल फिक्स AI, बट अगर ये मैन्युअली करना होगा तो ऐड डिपेंडेंसी fly in progress. Okay, that's nice. Let's see in 2 days using Kafka and JUnit 2. Array, that's nice. It take more than 2 to 3 days. That's good यार. That's good. That's good. Kafka हमें भी दिखाना कैसे क्या implement किया है. We'll see. Hmm. मैं आधा आधा. Read. Guys, please do like the stream यार. कुछ तो हो गया है आजकल तुम लोगों को. You guys need something else. I have corrected this. Flyway version. Okay. Did not alter the table again. Mm, because okay, okay, booked FML 6:30 tomorrow. Yeah. जाने क्यों लो. It didn't change though, so let me ask, was it something new? Mm, it did not alter my tables. Why so? तुमने एआई वगैरह कुछ यूज़ किया है क्या बनाते समय, या यू रोट इट मैन्युअली? Configure flyaway in application properties. These things. Okay. I am a hunter, you want to see my gun? When I put it up, why the woman start to run? I am a hunter, she want to see my gun. When I put it up, why the woman start to run? Debugging, and for IDE I use ChatGPT, okay? That's fine. It still didn't alter the tables. Restart the Spring Boot application on startup. Flyway will notice that the database already has tables. Mark the existing files. Let's see the database again. You want to run a high. Alter table, original URL, it's 255 still. I did the changes, but still no alter. डिबगिंग पर्पस के लिए तो ठीक है, और कुछ नया सीखने के लिए. I found the issue in your application. You configured Flyway 1, but your migration named version 1. Why this prevents the alter? When the baseline version is set to 1, the Flyway assumes that your existing database tables are already at version 1. Therefore, it ignores and skips the migration files labeled V1 because it thinks, acha, they have already been applied as a part of the baseline. Flyway will only execute migration files with version number higher than the baseline version. Example version 2. Okay, so it has to be named 2. कैसे ये रूल्स बनाए हुए यार जावा. कभी कभी मेरे को थोड़ा वियर्ड लगता है. अभी भी मेरे को अल्ट्रेशन नहीं दिखा. यू वांट टू रन हाई. ना, हमारा नाम नहीं है इसमें. अल्टर टेबल यूआरएल्स, मॉडिफाई ओरिजिनल यूआरएल, वायर कैर. व्हाट्स द प्रॉब्लम दो? Check now what's missing. हॅलो हॅलो. अरे विशाल, तू तर फिरायला गेलेलास, वापस आलास का? डिबगिंग अँड फॉर आयडिया आय युज्ड. हॅलो ब्रो. अरे आय युज्ड द बुक यू सजेस्टेड विशाल. वेर इज दॅट? दिस बुक. System design. And in this one there is this question, URL shortener, most frequently asked question. So I'm designing this end to end, but not just system design. खूप मस्त हे पुस्तक आहे, URL shortener. मनालीला आहे सॅटरडे. मनाली में हूँ सॅटरडे नाईट पुणे. नाईस. सॅटरडे नाईट मीन्स डे आफ्टर टुमारो, परवा. मनालीवरून जॉईन केलास, नाईस. आलाच आहेस तर लाईक करून जाशील. Startup builder. Hey bro, I think you might have blocked me. I'm trying to reach out, but I'm unable to see your video. Is just not coming up for me like at all. Voice chat ended. No, I didn't. Why would I block anybody? I never blocked anybody, bro. I think you might have blocked me. I'm trying to reach out, but I'm unable to see your video. It's just not coming up for me like at all. Voice chat ended 4 minute 41 second. ब्लॉक्ड मी मतलब किस पे? तुम फोन पे कॉल कर रहे हो मेरे को? वेयर आर यू ट्राइंग टू रीच टू मी ब्रो? नहीं, आई हैवंट @anirudh gamer. नहीं यार, मैंने ब्लॉक नहीं किया ऐसी. डिस्कॉर्ड पे भी तुम हो यहाँ पे. कहाँ गया तुम्हारा अकाउंट? तुम्हारा अकाउंट कहाँ है? मेरे यहाँ पे नहीं दिख रहा. अपना चैट कहाँ गया पहले का? है तो तुमने शायद तुम्हारा अकाउंट डीएक्टिवेट किया है तो कुछ किया है, क्योंकि वी हैड अ लॉन्ग लिस्ट ऑफ चैट ऑन गोइंग, दैट आई रिमेम्बर. मैंने नहीं ब्लॉक किया भाई किसी को. व्हाई वुड आई ब्लॉक यू ब्रो? नो, यू कैन ऑलवेज पिंग हियर. Anirudh Gamer. No, bro, I didn't block you or anything. Not like that. Yes, and always allow in the conversation. Uh, मैंने नहीं ब्लॉक किया यार अनिरुद्ध यार. अगर तुम्हें ऐसा लगा तो सॉरी, बट मैंने नहीं किया है. मैंने तुम्हें टेक्स्ट किया है डिस्कॉर्ड पे. इसने क्या किया मेरे को नहीं समझा. Spring Boot Flyway starter in your originally added Flyway core directly. However, Spring Boot requires official video unavailable. This video is unavailable with restricted mode enabled. To view this video, you will need to disable restricted mode. कौन से वीडियो के लिए आ रहा है? नहीं यार, मैंने तो नहीं किया है कुछ ऐसे. ओके, लेट मी चेक अगर ऐसा गलती से हुआ है तो. लेट मी आस्क. एक मिनट में चेक कर लेता हूँ अनिरुद्ध. दिस इज अ सीरियस इशू. अगर ये मैंने किया नहीं है, मैंने तो नहीं किया ऐसा कुछ. अनिरुद्ध, ये मेरा इशू नहीं है, तुम कोई नेटवर्क से कनेक्टेड हो, दैट्स वाई. सी what this it's saying. This message is usually not related to you blocking them. It means the viewer has restricted mode enabled on the YouTube account. ऐसा कुछ है क्या? Browser device, school network, work network or family settings. If they see this video is unavailable with restricted mode enabled, then YouTube's filtering system has decided the video should not be shown while restricted mode is on. Ask them to try. Click profile picture on your YouTube, scroll down to restricted mode, turn it off, refresh the video. If they are on school, college network, a company managed device, a family managed Google account, they may not be able to disable it themselves. Since this is happening on your channel, it can also mean YouTube has age restricted or flagged the content as potentially mature. नहीं है, ऐसा तो कुछ नहीं है. इट्स द इशू फ्रॉम योर साइड आई गेस. सो तुम कोई नेटवर्क से कनेक्टेड हो या तुम्हारा रिस्ट्रिक्टेड मोड ऑन है तुम्हारे यूट्यूब में. प्लीज़ यू हैव टू गो एंड टर्न इट ऑफ. क्योंकि मेरे साइड से मैंने किसी को कुछ ये नहीं किया है. मैंने नहीं ब्लॉक किया है ब्रो. चेक द रेस्ट्रिक्टेड मोड. व्हाट इट चेंज्ड. एंटिटी फाइल, एंटिटी, और स्टार्ट रिएक्ट. सेम वन विल स्टार्ट इन जनवरी. ओके. अदरवाइज नॉर्मली वरना नॉर्मली तो अगस्त से स्टार्ट होता है, इफ़ नॉर्मल होता तो. ओके. गाइस प्लीज़ डू लाइक द स्ट्रीम यार. मेरे को पता नहीं आज लाइक्स कम क्यों दिख रहे हैं, या दिस प्रोजेक्ट इज़ नॉट दैट फैसिनेटिंग फॉर यू गाइस. स्टार्टअप बिल्डर लैब. या प्लीज़ एक बार अपना वो मोड चेक कर लेना. और तुम्हारा डिस्कॉर्ड भी गायब दिख रहा है यार. मैंने तुम्हें अपना चैटिंग चल रहा था डिस्कॉर्ड पे सी, और आई डोंट सी एनी चैट्स नाउ. दिस इज़ यू राइट. This is you, I guess. Hmm. Acha, it changed dependency MySQL key length bytes unique constant when the app started with fly MySQL through the following exception during migration specified key was too long. This is because our column existing unique index this since varchar2 requires up to 8192 bytes using encoding MySQL cannot index the entire column as a unique constraint to resolve this. Okay, I made it unique. Drop the unique constraint first inside the migration, but I guess we need this column as a unique. Let's run it again. मैसेज नहीं जा रहा है क्या कमेंट में? तो I installed a new Wi-Fi, the Air Fiber Pro. That's probably why it's happening. Maybe the issue उसका setting कुछ ये होगा. फ्लाईवे स्कीमा ये क्या टेबल उसने बनाया? ये समथिंग इट्स न्यू. और 2048 अभी हुआ. ये क्या है फ्लाईवे क्वेरी? Let's start from this. अच्छा, alter table SQL. अच्छा, it is mentioning all the migrations that it's doing, but now my doubt is this. Uh, but shouldn't original URL be unique? Yes, yeah, sure. And guys, please do like the stream. विशाल अश्शील तर एकदा like करून जाशील या stream. If you are still here, how's Manali, bro? Is it chilled? Snowfall तो I don't know ये snowfall का time है या नहीं है. Vishal is not there, I guess now. Instead creating a unique index on the long URL itself, you generate a cryptographic hash like MD5 or SHA-256 of the URL. You store the hash in a separate small column and index that column. Because indexing will not work on this long column. JPA service layer before saving the URL generate SHA hash code of the URL. To check if URL has already been shortened, query URL hash instead of the full URL, which is extremely fast. Use index prefixing, simpler but has limitation. You can configure MySQL only first C250 or of the URL. Okay, so this is something that we should have because indexing तो चाहिए नहीं तो अपना ये for because indexing नहीं है तो it will be too much of a hassle to find URL. अगर बहुत ज़्यादा data हो गया अपना तो we need indexing, so for that we need this column. So add this column in the entity URL entity. We'll add this column length nullable and URL hash. Okay, and in the service layer we have to do this URL hash. So we need a method here set hash and this. So shift actions getter and setter and URL hash. Yes, this has been added. And then in the URL service URL repository name URL service we have to store the hash, what the people are saying. What's the best position to do this? Digest utils. So instead of this uh, we'll do this import class digest util spring framework, this sha hex oh, correct the syntax. This is Apache digest, it's not this digest. Common codecs, this dependency is what we need. Dependency, add this dependency. 10 is not found. Okay, let me add this dependency. Mm, shortener location class context this डिपेंडेंसी तो आ गया यहाँ पे. अब ये हैश का है, कुछ काम करके देखते हैं अपन. URL entity and we need alteration here, so we'll create v3. Okay. Drop table, this no alter table, modify alter table. No, I have to get this new alter table and add new table. Oh no, add new column because we have added hash. uh, Hash कहाँ गया? So yes, URL hash. Give me alter query to add this new column. वादा करो कि तुम नहीं छोड़ोगे मेरा साथ. Not this and not this. This only. Add column. Okay. This is fine. And in the application properties, we need to have like base version 2 because 2 is already run and now we want 3. Okay. And then in the service, we have to add the hash. Okay, it's still crying. Add Maven dependency. Maven dependency has already been added, bro. So why you are still crying in the corner? Uh, digest utils. Check my dependencies. AI. Check my dependency for this. Is there something wrong today, guys? तुम लोगों को ये URL shortener इतना अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है क्या? URL shortener is a very option A. To implement hashing solution, you do not need to add new dependencies. You can do it using libraries are already built into Java. Digest utils. ओके तो ये देना भाई अब मैं इतना क्यों मेहनत करवा रहा था तब से. Import class and md5 as hex कोड ही चाहिए अपने को. md5 digest as hex. Okay, and original URL dot get bytes and what is standard UTF-8. Okay, that's we want. ये pom XML का pom.xml कॉमन कोडेक्स ये नहीं चाहिए अपने को. Okay, okay, and then this alteration is there and user short service. Okay, now we have to think about how and where to use this SHA. Because we can't index on such a long URL in the post one. If you see, this is very long. It's uh, long string, and we can index till character varchar 255. It's varchar 2048. So indexing is not possible. So we are creating a hash for that unique hash for the URL, and we'll add that as a unique column, and then add the hash. So URL string hash. I got the hash, and then I have to check for the hash. So existing entity find by hash करना पड़ेगा अपने को. So we'll get this method under this, and instead of this we'll use URL get hash URL hash. So this find by original URL we don't need because we use original hash and U capital. Don't give me suggestion. URL hash. Okay, and we'll use this find by URL hash method in this find by URL hash and URL hash. Okay, URL hash. If the existing entity, rest of the things will be same. Okay, if not, then we have to add the URL hash. Okay, URL hash already been generated. So if not, then URL entity get this. Here we need to set URL entity dot set hash and this. Okay, if not present, so that is fair and square. But now let me check nullable false and unique true, that is correct, and let's see if the migration works correctly. Yeah, stop and rerun, and let's see. Okay, we went into some error. We ran into some error. Creating a bin with name entity manager factory defined with the class this. Let's rerun again because maybe, and let's see the database is updated or not. Acha, database is auto URL update. It's saying we have updated the data, so let's see alter table, and no, we don't have hash column. Migration ran successfully, but we don't have the hash column. So is this correct? Is this MySQL query correct for adding one new column? Yes भैया, कोड तो AI लिख देता है. We are not why we are not into detailed design discussion? See, I have started learning Java on this stream. My goal is to learn the Java, even though the AI writes the code, but in the beginning, at least I should write code by myself to get the understanding. एक बार मेरे को understanding आना चालू हो जाएगा. Like I'm a front-end developer most of the time. So whenever I create the front end, I don't write the code by hand. कभी design करना है तभी I do that. But now I have to do the complete process, you know. So I'm also following this book for today, URL Shortener. Whatever the things they have given, I'm trying to implement it because a very popular interview question. So if we are new, write it with hand. If you are new to some new technology, try to grasp as much as possible, because AI तो ये 5 मिनट में बना के दे देगा, लेकिन उसका कोई पॉइंट नहीं है, मेरे को समझ में नहीं आएगा. जब हम 7-8 प्रोजेक्ट्स बना लेंगे जावा स्प्रिंग बूट पे, देन विल डू क्विकली एआई से चीज़ें. Only new things will do. यहाँ पे भी I'm just only trying this new things because yesterday one subscriber I connected with one of the subscriber Rajnish. He had went into this migration issue, so I'm trying the similar kind of thing कि अगर ये issue आता है तो क्या करें. In this MySQL correct for adding one new column alter URLs. Yes, the syntax of the query is correct. However, you should keep two important things in mind depending on the current state of your database. If your table already has the data, if your URLs table already contains row, adding a not null column without specifying default value will cause MySQL to throw an error. सी ऐसी ऐसी इंटरनल चीज़ें एआई से करेंगे तो नहीं पता चलेगा. तो यहाँ पे मेरे को डिफ़ॉल्ट वैल्यू देना पड़ेगा, या तो आई हैव टू गो एंड डिलीट द एग्जिस्टिंग डेटा फ्रॉम द यूआरएल टेबल्स बिकॉज देर आर नो हैश वैल्यूज प्रेजेंट फॉर दिस. या तो मेरे को सबका हैश जनरेट करके ऐड करना पड़ेगा. सो द सिंपल थिंग इज लाइक truncate URLs one more time, and now run the application again. I hope you got, Aditya Mishra, what I'm trying to say here. Okay, it again went into some problem. Uh, Now the file name should be v4. मेरा चैन वैन सब उजड़ा, जालिम नजर हटा ले, बर्बाद हो रहे हैं जी, बर्बाद हो रहे हैं जी. सिस्टम डिजाइन डिस्कशन भी करेंगे भाई हम. मेरे अपने शहर वाले मेरा चैन. Unable to build Hibernate session factory. Bin exception. Error catching bin. Persistent exception unable to build Hibernate session factory. Guys, please जो लोग नए हैं, do like the stream. I'm building the applications here. राजनेश, आदित्य भाई, कभी कभी बड़े इशू में फंसना, तब फंसोगे तब पता चलेगा. एआई भी हाथ उठा देता है एक टाइम के बाद. हाँ, you guys have to really think cautiously about the hallucinations the AI run into. It is a real term. You have to think how much you can depend on the AI, because at any given point, if the data exceeds, if the memory exceeds, if the context exceeds, the AI will start to hallucinate. It will try to give मतलब वो गोल गोल सर्कल में ही तुम्हें आंसर देगा, hallucinate करेगा अलग अलग तरीके से. So you have to be well prepared for that. Unless you are very clear within your concepts कि why it's happening, what's the correct thing should happen, and prompt accordingly, then वो hallucination में जाने के chances कम हो जाते हैं. But if you are giving very vague prompts कि build me this or upgrade this something, then वो hallucinate करेगा, वो vague ही answer देगा. AI will answer, AI के आंसर उतने ही अच्छे होंगे जितने अच्छे तुम्हारे कंसेप्ट है. नहीं तो ऐसे सोचो ना, अगर कोई नॉन टेक्निकल बंदा है, इफ देर इज अ नॉन टेक्निकल, कंप्लीटली नॉन टेक्निकल गाय एंड वांट टू क्रिएट एन एप्लीकेशन, will he be able to create an app? Yes, he will be able to create an app, but will it be an app like a proper secure production grade app? No, it won't be, because he don't know the concepts, and hence he can't prompt like an engineer can. फिर जिसको कोड लिखना आता है वो लोग ट्रेस कर लेते इशू को. हाँ, कोड लिखने से ज़्यादा कि जो अच्छे से, मतलब जिसको पता होगा इन एंड आउट्स, तो उसको पता होगा कि कैसे डीबग करे. और डीबगिंग जिसको आता है, वो डीबग करने वाले को भी पता चल जाता है यार जल्दी जल्दी. Yes, the syntax of the query is correct. If the table already has the data, how it handle it? If the table is empty, your query will work perfectly. The error is happening because of the mismatch between your Java code JP entity and MySQL database table structure. GP entity, you added a new field like this to your schema validation in your application. You have validate this tails Hibernate to check your MySQL database on startup and verify if the tables match for your Java class. The mismatch Hibernate check the URLs tables. Yeah, the table is based on the older entity, and saw that URL hash column is missing because the database hasn't been updated yet. As a result, validation failed. But how to fix it? Since you are using Flyway, the correct way to fix this is to write a new SQL migration that I did. Create a new file that I already did, and step 2, add a SQL code. Add the command to add default 0. Did I have a default 0? So let's add default empty. Okay. And when you start the application, Flyway runs the execute, adding the column to the database, Hibernate next. But I did these things now because it doesn't have the empty default value. Is it the case? Uh, do I have to rename this again and again? Rename the file version v5 refactor, and in the application properties, version should be 3 or 4. 4, yeah. and let's go and let's see why it fails now. Yeah, it's failing, it's still failing because the tables are based on the older, but I did truncate this. Did the truncation alter table एक ही बार हुआ है, so application properties तो गलत नहीं है. If I write 1 here, did it do anything? No, it did not do its thing. Table is truncated, but why still this issue? Yeah. Mm, which a column is now present, it's saying. Did we check wrong? URL hash is present, but then why the application is failing? Oh, it didn't fail. What, it changed something for us? यहाँ पे अच्छे से नहीं दिखता है यार वर्जन फाइल. Let me check in my this mvn. This is the change that we did. This is the change that we did. URL entity, URL hash, URL entity. यहाँ पे there is a mistake, so we need to add this string URL hash in this string URL hash, and then here we need to add this URL hash is equal to URL hash. Okay, because in this constructor we need this URL repository may we did the correct change, and then short URL में this is what we wrote. ठीक है. Application properties we are continuously changing it, so that's not an issue. So it started. Let's add it now. Yeah, it worked, and let's see the hash it created for this. Select star from URLs. So don't keep this open, keep it as with this. URL hash has been created. So do we have index on this? How to check an index? Do we have? How to check in MySQL that any column has index on it, because indexing is must. ये हमें इंटरव्यू में एक्सप्लेन करना है कि वाई इंडेक्सिंग वगैरह ये सब चाहिए. Show index from URLs. Okay, so primary ID, so there is no index on this. Give me alter query to add index on hash URL hash column, because if there is no hash then there is no point. Okay, so we need one more migration. We'll go here, we just copy it, paste it, and we'll name it as 6. Okay, and here we'll add URLs, and just like this. So just like this, add URLs, drop index. We don't need to drop an index, we need to create an index. क्या दिया इसने? Add unique index. add unique index uh, URL hash, yeah, URL hash, URL hack. So इसको it should start with IDX, उसका name. ठीक है, it should create yeah, let's see if it runs the migration. Locks are enable true रखना है जो हमें देखा. How can I turn on login show always in this properties, because I want to see the logs always. Let's add this for the logging. uh, for database login. ठीक है, login level, hibernate and debug. ठीक है, we'll keep these things and let's see. The database is not refresh. Do we have let's see if the migration is run or not. Version 5 ran, version 6 didn't run. So application properties कहाँ है? Version, it didn't run the version, no? So let's stop this and let's start the server, because we want to run the DB migration and see if the migration is really running or not. It didn't alter the table. Let's ask very specific question. I added a new migration file named v6 and application properties. Where is application properties? Here the flyby base version is 1, but I still don't see this version in the flyby table history, flyway schema history table, flyway schema history table. So when and how exactly these migrations work? Guys, please do like the stream here. Whenever you start your Spring Boot application, scan flyaway scans the compiled class path, target migration to your all files starting with vnum. Check the current version flyaway, compare, execute. Check current version query flyaway compares the files on the disk, the history table. It sees v6 alter, it's on the disk but not on the database history table. Flyaway runs the SQL migration, and if the queries execute successfully, flyaway inserts it into this. To see the version 6 in your apply, run and restart the Spring Boot application because the table has already been created. That's what I'm feeling the issue is. But the query, okay, uh, check my current status of files and tell me why v6 migration didn't run, because this is an issue. Guys, please, who are joining for the first time, please do like the stream here. I'm trying to create a good projects, practice Java, learn in public. And if you guys also want to follow along, if your goal is to like switch jobs, grow in your careers, then you can think of just liking the stream, not yet subscribe. Do not subscribe to the channel yet. अगर एक दो बार देख के तुम्हें अच्छा लग रहा है streams and videos, then you can think of liking the subscribing the channel. But right now, just like the stream. Hmm. अरे ये अभी कैसे अप्लाई हो गया? What did he change? What did you change this time? Cause when I tried multiple times, it didn't work. The goal is to not write code, the goal is to learn the code. I killed the hidden background process. You had a Java process server already running in the background. The issue, because it was already running, you if you tried to run it again, it would either fail quietly. No, this is not an issue. I did clean compilation. Okay, maybe this would have helped. Clean compilation. I have to keep that in mind. Okay, now the point is, are the index are in place? Show index from URLs. Yeah, there are two indexes. Okay, now let's test. यहाँ पे तो कुछ फर्क नहीं दिखेगा because data is not there. Let me run the project. Okay, so this much is done. Let me this mm, added flyway migration, flyway migrations, added generate code, and completed shorten URL API. What else I did? URL repository. Yeah, this much is we did. Okay, this much we did. It is posted. Now what else we have to do? What the book is saying? We did this long URL hash. Now we want to have this redirection method. So there are two ways to do the get API and redirect. One is 301 and another is 302. 301 is like redirect permanently and 302 is redirect temporarily. So how the URL shortener works? Let me see how 301 exactly works. Uh, how does 301 HTTP code works? Because we haven't used 301 and 302 before, so it's something unique about it. An HTTP 301 mode permanently status code is a server response indicating that the request web asset has permanently migrated to a completely new URL. It instantly forwards browser and search engine to the updated web address without requiring any physical interaction from the user. Okay. So I'm thinking, does the front end needs to redirect it for us, or it will automatically redirect? The step-by-step process. This is the internals that we should know. User this flow, if you guys are wondering what the flow I'm trying to say, this flow client will send the will give the short URL. It will give us the tiny URL with the code 301 and it will redirect us to the actual server from our server. Clearly you guys are not interested in this. User browser 1 request old page new URL. A user clicks on outdated link or types a legacy web address into their browser. Oh, I'm feeling sleepy, so I should do this tomorrow. If anybody is watching, please do like the video. I need 10 likes to end the stream as usual. I'm just one like short. So if you guys can like the stream, it would be a great thing. So post API is done. This much is done. Now the get API, I'm thinking ki if I hit the get API and then it will give us the URL, but the response header will automatically give us the URL. So do we need to send it in the response? The 301 response, the server recognizes the old URL has a redirect rule assigned to it. It answers the request with a 301 mode permanently status code. The location header alongside 301, the server transmits a location header containing the exact destination URL. Okay. The redirection browser processes the location header transparently, changes the address bar, and opens a secondary. So it means we don't need any front-end interaction in this one. I guess I'm done for the day. You guys seems not interested. I don't know why this is happening in today's stream, because daily I can see a lot of people joining in, liking the stream without my intervention. So if you guys really like this thing, so let me know by liking the stream so that I'll know I have to continue on this or not. Because this is a simple shorten URL application that I'm building. The point of this is it is a very frequently asked question in the system design rounds. So in the system design rounds, we have to answer in the exact these manners. Okay, take the inputs from the user, do some basic calculation, tell them the endpoints that we have just created, how the hashing will work, how the indexing will work, and then the next step is the how redirection logic will work. So redirection, there are two types of redirection. Both of them has some pros and cons. We'll think about this कि अपने को कौन सा चाहिए. But the one that we are really interested, because we don't want our server to be hit by many requests, we'll use 301. And 301 is basically means we just redirect it. move it to the permanently new direction, new URL, and that means the new request will never come to our server. But the 302 is to be used when if the same URL has different paths, then that URL should always come to our server and go to the new. So clearly we don't need 302 here, so 301 is fine for now. So we'll use this approach. And this book is really nice, sir. Alex Yuka book System Design is really nice. So we designed this part. If you guys are joined right now, uh, if I change something, because the URL is already present, it should give us only one. Okay, if I do some change here, and it should give us two. So it created a two, and we added the indexing, and hence it is so fast. And we have to make the system reliable for 365 billion records. So that means in future, if the record size is 365 billion records, then also it should work in the similar fashion. So that's how we have to design the system. So we did this design deep dive data model we have created the hash function, we have created the hash length वगैरह ये सब using the base 62 characters string. So based on this logic, we have did this 365 billion URLs. Now maximal number of URLs. This is something. So 3.5 trillion URLs are can be hashed with the current logic. So without collision, that means collision collision means no two URLs should have the same hash value. So that is why we did this logic. कहाँ गया वो logic अपना? It's a very simple logic. If you see where is the service? Okay, this generate code. So generate code will divide this, take the reminder by 62 because this length is 62. 62 is nothing but 0 to 9, that means 10 characters. Then ABCD to Z in capitals and ABCD smalls. So we will just do reminder, will get the reminder what if the ID we have to first insert the original URL in the database, get the ID and do the operations on the ID. So what operations we are doing on that ID? We are first taking the reminder from that ID. So reminder till the time it's 0. Okay. And then there is this append, we are appending to the string, the empty string that we just created, and then dividing the ID by 62. So till when we will update the ID, till the time we get the ID 0. If it is greater than 0, we'll do this operation and we'll get a string in the string, and at the end we'll reverse the string and we'll make it two string and add it to the hash of our database. So if you can see this URL, simple URLs table, here you can see not show index, select star from URLs. So there are two records that I have added. If you can see, it is very small in text. The short URL code for us is 1 and 2. It will work whatever the domain we have /1, it will redirect us to this URL. If it's 2, like our domain /2, it will redirect us to 2. And then I have added hash value because the original URL size is, if you see, it's not varchar 255, it's varchar 2048 right now, and on the column whose length is 2048 we can't add the indexing on that. So for that I have to add another URL hash column. In that, for each and every new URL I have to add a unique hash value for that and add an indexing on that, because if there is no indexing present, then how would you search amongst the 365 billion records? It will be impossible, it will be a tedious process. So I added the index. I couldn't add the index on the original URL column, hence I created a new column and added the index on that, and it will make our job very easy when the number of lines in this table will increase to billions. So that was the whole point. Now the next thing is left, which is the redirection, and that is the simple get API that we have to write. The get API, I was thinking, should I write it now or should I keep it for tomorrow? Because I see very dull audience today. Maybe it's in between week and people are not ready to barge in this much time in middle of the week. Maybe for the Saturday night I can keep it, and I can create the simple get API, and then we will end to end do the discussion of this good system design problem, and we'll keep that video as a standard example ki how should we answer the system design problem. Okay, the one thing that I have to do, one more thing is hashing. Sorry, hashing we done is caching. Caching is one of the system designs initial concepts that we should know, and URL shortener is the perfect example to implement the caching. So we will, because see, whenever the user, for example, user uses this URL, okay, this short URL, sorry, in the browser, and we give him this response like this is the original URL, redirection URL. Again, user opens a new tab, use the same URL, then we have to send this URL again. So why do database calls again and again? We can simply keep this in the key value pair. It's a simple application of the caching, Redis caching. So right now I don't know Redis cache anything. It just I know that these things exist, Redis cache exists. So I'll just add key and value pair, and whenever the user hits the same value which is present in the fast memory, the current memory, which is the caching, and then I'll give him the this URL. I don't have to go back to my database and do a hell lot of processing again. So for this, I'll learn the caching, I'll implement the caching, and I'll tell you how the fuck the caching, the Redis caching will work. So after this, like in within two more streams, we will be ready to answer a good system design problem end to end, that too in depth. Not like कि हमने YouTube video देखा और हमने कर दिया, because we have went into so many problems that we know how this fucking things really work, and we will be able to answer it very well. Okay, so I have talked enough, and if you guys wanna continue on this series of URL shortener builder along with the system design discussion, so do consider liking the stream. Don't subscribe to the channel yet. I am warning you guys, please don't like to the channel yet, because if you really like this kind of stream, one time, two time, three times, do join the streams two, three times, and then think of subscribing to the channel. Don't subscribe to the channel yet, because it can be a mismatch of thought processes. Here my thought process is I'm learning in public, making mistakes in public, and I'm trying to create a group of similar minded people who want to have this same similar mindset. So then only you do like subscribe to this. क्या हो गया भाई, यानी मैं ज़्यादा बोल दिया क्या मैंने? ज़्यादा बोला क्या भाई मैंने? ये किताब बहुत अच्छा है, हम एक बार डिस्कस कर रहे थे, पता है, तू मैं विशाल, विशाल ने ही बताया था शायद, ये एलेक्स यू का किताब, इसमें बहुत अच्छे से दिया है उसने सारी चीज़ें. सो दिस इज़ नाइस. So chalo guys, I think I should end the stream. If you really liked what I'm doing here, you can think of liking the stream, and I'll end the stream. I'll get back again on the Saturday night. Tomorrow I have office, so it won't be possible. Must bola. Thank you. Chalo, I'll end the stream. Thank you all for joining in, tuning in, and do like the stream so that you can continue on this series of URL builder. It will be a small series of 3 or 4 streams max to max. One I'll dedicate mostly to the caching, learning and implementing caching. ग्रॉकिंग वाला देखा तो वो भी अच्छा है, मैं भी उसी से किया गूगल के टाइम पे. अच्छा हाँ, ग्रॉकिंग वाला तो बहुत फेमस है यार. आ, लेकिन मैं देख रहा था आज, तो मेरे को इसमें जो मैं कर रहा था, जो प्रोजेक्ट मैंने स्टार्ट किया, वो मेरे को एज इट इज़ दिख गया है इसमें, तो आई जस्ट स्टार्टेड ऑन दिस एंड इट. मिलते हैं सैटरडे. अच्छा तू आ रहा है इस सैटरडे को? आजा आजा भाई. विशाल भी आ रहा है सैटरडे. तू तू पुणे आ गया है क्या? कि ऑन स्ट्रीम? अच्छा तू ऑन स्ट्रीम बोल रहा है. शिट ब्रो, माय बैड. मिलते हैं सैटरडे को. सी यू सैटरडे ब्रो. यस यस. Bye bye guys. Good night. Take care, and do join on the Saturday for the next stream. So till then, see you. Bye bye. And जिसने भी लाइक नहीं किया यार, लाइक कर दो, मैं बार बार बोल रहा हूँ. Do like the stream, because तुम्हारे अगर तुम लाइक करोगे एक बार, तो it will show in your feeds, no, in YouTube feed, whenever you open YouTube feed or your notification bar, and you can join in. अभी नहीं, सैटरडे मिलते हैं, मतलब हाँ वही समझा समझा भाई मैं. ठीक है, चलो, बाय बाय गाइस। आई हैव पुश द कोड इफ एनीबडी इज इंटरेस्टेड। कोड फॉर टिल देन ज़्यादा कुछ कोड नहीं है, जस्ट वन सिंगल एपीआई एंड ये कोड। यू कैन चेक इट आउट ऑन माई गिटहब प्रोफाइल। सो चलो, बाय बाय।